Tony! What's your name? Ezekiel! Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you!
Had to switch up on the flow, gotta keep them on their toes. I move quick, I make the most, why they copy what I wrote. Follow everything I post, never trip about a clone, cause they know what's a sheep to a goat. Yeah. Welcome to the main event. Applying pressure, but I promise they ain't make it then. In their heads, living free, I ain't paying rent. Wake up in the AM, making G's like Mercedes-Benz. Whoa, hey, please don't take offense. It isn't you, I'm just not interested in making friends. My biggest fear is finding out that this came and went. So go ahead, but I'm staying in.
I've been waiting for this. Oh boy, I've been waiting for this. What's up?
Motherfucker, I hate this motherfucker.
No, Sam, that's not how we do it. Let me show you how we take care of the creature. Let me show you how we take care of the creature. Go, Rita!
No, hold on. Let me finish my point, you jerk.
You don't call your dad a jerk.
Well, you're being a jerk.
The laws of physics do not exist on my charcoal grill.
But what's the weirdest thing you've ever killed and ate?
Siamese twins.
Siamese. What did you say? Siamese twins.
But my agent said I may need to get a lawyer after that comment.
Oh God, I just got what you were saying. That's not what I meant. Oh man, that is just off the wall bad. We just had one of our guests on, Jason Fry, talking about the Celtics are going to win their 19th championship. So what have you got to say about that?
Who this Jason Fry character is, he was talking about doing hard shit. Well, his prediction is bullshit. Okay. All right. I have a feel we're about to be joined by Sir George. He normally comes out of the black hole. Oh, there he is. Sir George. He is back.
Play football. What's up? You never
Well, I just want to say,
Hey,
are...
Hey, Jerry. Hey, Jerry. I just sold Jerry a joke. Hey, Jerry. You said, well, this ain't your number one. You're number one, Jerry. Number one.
Oh, my God. We're moving on. We've killed the Cowboys. Matter of fact, get out. I'm tired of talking to you. Give me freaking JJ. Bring JJ on the show. Holy crap. Let's hear his opinion about this damn trade and why they made this decision. I think you're trying to cover your own ass right now and just not admit you were
ninth in the country.
I think you're just trying to cover your ass right now. And don't.
You know what? I got a big ass, so
that's a lot of
cover. A lot of cover. It take a blanket, damn it.
More like a drape.
Did you just pull a drape? Is that so I can open it up when I need to go?
Hey, you're getting too deep into this. Rivalries make sports great, but they got to be on the same level. And I'm sorry, Angel Reese ain't on the level of Caitlin Clark. Like, it's not Magic Bird. If you don't want to commit to it, take your ass and be a PE All-Star.
First off, you need to get your facts effing straight.
How do you like me now? What? You're the coach. Shut up, dude. All you haters, shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up. Whoa. I won 5 Super Bowls, damn it. How dare you call the Cowboys a shit team? Watch the Cowboys. It'll be fun, they said. Bloody fucking hell, it was no fun.
It was like riding a train around one of the Kardashians' asses, and you just disappear into this abyss of ass. Somehow he talked about buttholes that made me hungry for a PBJ sandwich. It's 35-7, and it's only 7 because you just scored. Shut up.
And they're playing with sticks, and they're playing with a little puck all the time.
Expert analysis right there. They play with sticks and pucks. Trying to grow the game, man. Global game.
These people, they don't give a damn.
Well, I don't really know, but it drives me nuts. You're almost going to laugh. I can see it. Almost fixing to lose it. It drives me nuts.
Oh, man.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
Yes, folks. The self-proclaimed best in the podcast game. Back tonight, live 7 p.m. on a beautiful, chilly Wednesday evening here in Houston, Texas. Fall season has finally arrived. Are you excited for that?
Am I excited? Yes, I'm excited that I'm not going to be sweating profusely during the show.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're inside. Well, yeah, your house is a little funky with your AC unit. I do remember that. But folks, if you're just tuning in, if you haven't seen the show before, I mean, I'm sure you can read. But I am Casey, the remix schedule. The bald and the beautiful below me is my old man, almost 60 years old, creeping up here.
Hey. You don't need to be telling people that.
I mean, you're about to turn 60. I'm about to turn 40. It is what it is, right? So everyone do the math and, tell when you get never mind. I'm not going to get into that. But he is Eddie, the original schedule. So, ladies and gentlemen, our number one fan, our first fan of our show, she likes comedy, but we're not comedians by any means, but we try to appease our fans. We try to give y'all what you want. So the old man has been trying to make me laugh since we started this, and we're a year and a half into this, and it hasn't happened. He's gotten me to smile, but these jokes are so bad, at least in my opinion. My wife loves them. She thinks they're hilarious, but her sense of humor is that of a 4-year-old because she's around elementary school kids all day long. So, love you, sweetie. I know you're getting your hair done right now, so you're not watching. So this won't blow back on me. But go ahead, hit the people with the joke of the day, and then we'll get into the show rundown.
Well, I had an interesting thing today because you're saying that I had to have work done around the house. So we had a handyman. I gave him a to-do list, but then I looked at it and he only did jobs 1, 3, and 5. So it turns out he only does odd jobs. There you go.
Okay.
Boom.
Folks, if you laughed at that, please leave a comment. Please let us know if you were hysterically laughing. Because, yeah, I'm not, obviously. So, all right. Well, tonight we got, a pretty normal show. We will be joined by Sir George during our Cowboys segment. That'll be our first one. What the hell happened in Denver, in Mile High City? And what do we expect to see against the Cardinals? Two bad teams going at it. We'll see what happens. And I'm going to ask the old man what ultimately he thinks the season is going to turn out long term, the rest of the season. Then we got the Houston Texans. One last week, the offense looked confident. They got the Broncos this week. So back-to-back Texas teams for the Broncos. So what do we think about that? Then we'll go our NFL roundabouts, get lost in the NFL as most people do when they're driving around. Good old roundabouts there. Then we toss it around the college football, talk a little World Series, and then a little NBA basketball, making the most of your moment if the old man has one. And then our tidbits, randoms, and the whiskey of the week. What whiskey is in the canter this week? That is the question. So if you have a guess, and if you guess it correctly, I will buy you a bottle of whiskey. Only the first person to guess it correctly. So there you go. You've been challenged. Throw your answers in the comments throughout the show. So, all right. Let's start with the Dallas Cowboys in Mile High. There is something about the Denver Broncos that the Cowboys just can't beat them. I don't know what it is. I know what it is this time around. Our offense went out there. Yes, I said offense on purpose because there was no D. Okay. It's like Jason Kidd early in his career with no J. They called him Asen. That's what our defense looks like. I know you were appalled. I know you were nauseated. I know if you had hair, you would have lost some more of it. What the hell did we witness on Sunday?
Well, that's what I said. I said it on the last show, and I've been saying it all along. You got to score 30 to 40 points to beat teams because you have no defense. Now, first off, my thing is, it's everybody's like, well, it's not the coordinator. They should get rid of the coordinator, or a certain person to go. Well, what I was thinking is, it's. I was thinking a lot about it, and it's not the coordinator. Yes, it is coordinator. It's part of this. It is part of this. Now, granted, the corners are a mash unit right now. I think they're down to the fifth and sixth string as far as putting secondary people out there. But the bottom line is this team can't rush the passer, they can't stop short runs, and they damn sure can't stop long passes that are zone friendly. And they continue to run the same crap. They're very predictable on defense. That is obvious. And they got ran out of town. I mean, the offense can only do so much. And it's just like I said, until they figure something out, which I don't think is going to happen because you got Jera saying that it's not the coordinator. You got Jera saying, well, I don't think one player would necessarily help our defense. Well, yeah, it would. Because if you had a pass rush, it could help out these corners, these young corners who basically got a job with the Cowboys versus working at some grocery store somewhere, because that's basically what it is. Pretty much, the Cowboys have practice at 3:00 tomorrow. If you got some cleats, show up because they're looking for some corners and some secondary folks.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
We were rolling out, guys we had just signed to the practice squad. It was not good at all. Obviously, the Diggs thing is a little odd to me. I think the Cowboys are done with him. I think they're going to try to move him. If not, I think he's done after the season. The Cowboys are a mess right now defensively, and it begs the question. You mentioned it. People want to fire Eberflus. I'm not against that, but what I'll say is, what's the alternative? You're going to hire someone in-house. There's no one just going to magically come in and fix it, and it's probably not going to get much better. So I think you ride it out. You get rid of Eberflus at the end of the year, and you just have the most historically bad season in Dallas Cowboys defensive history.
No. I do not agree with you on this. You get rid of the coordinator. That's what the head coach's job is that if he has to get rid of a coordinator, it's time for him to take over, have somebody ready to fill into that spot, and then help them out with that. But Eberflus, I can't. First off, he's got the stupidest name ever. I apologize to the rest of his family or whatever, but let's just say Eberflus refuses to run a man defense. And he needs to go.
How was he as a head
coach?
How was he as a head coach? 2 weeks ago, you got fool's gold, right? He did adjust. He did run more man, and they were successful. So you expected to see that against Denver. Now, you could say, with the guys they had out there, it didn't matter what they were going to run. But I think at the end of the day, you should at least be blitzing. You should at least be trying to get those linebackers to put some sort of pressure on the quarterback. Last week, obviously, was Bo Nix. And I will say this. The offense our offensive line looked overmatched against Denver. I went on with our Denver show on Tire Sports Network, Crew Sports Talk on Monday night. and got lubed up real nice so I could take it real hard because I knew those guys were going to give it to me. And at the end of the day, I told them I didn't know. I knew names on their defensive side of the ball. You know Patrick Surtain. You heard the name Bettino. I didn't realize that defense was that good, and they made our offense look pedestrian at times, and they struggled. And you're right, our offense has to score 30-plus points, and in that game, I was like, we're going to have to score 50 after the first. And, the defense came out. They get the pick on the first drive. They get a stop on the second drive, and you're like, okay, well, maybe we're going to have a good game. And then, it just goes all to hell. You said they can't stop short runs. What short runs are you seeing? I'm seeing 8-9 yard runs every damn play. So they can't stop any run. I told, Denver, their running backs averaged a little over 5 yards a carry. I was like, that's disappointing if you're playing the Dallas Cowboys defense, because the last few weeks they've all averaged over 9. So, the Cowboys are a mess right now. I know the huge topic is, do they make a trade? Do they not? And that's another conversation, right? Dak only has so many years playing at this type of level, and you got to start rebuilding your defense somewhere. Draft picks, even first rounders, are 50-50. If I could give up 2 first rounders, not in the same draft, when you have 4 over the next 2 years, for a proven game record commodity like a Max Crosby, like a Trey Hendrickson, or even somewhere around this. We talked about this last week. I think that's an even trade, because ultimately draft picks are 50-50. You don't know if they're going to work out. And even
there's a problem with that whole philosophy, because Jera would have to admit that he was wrong trading Micah away.
Well, I think Jerry would probably try to spin it as, well, Micah's not that good against the run. Max Crosby is a beast, and Trey Hendrickson's a beast against the run, or something like that. To me, Max Crosby is a better player than Micah Parsons, hands down. He's just been in with Las Vegas, and not many people see them. So at the end of the day, we'll see what happens if they make a move. I think the trade deadline is November 4th next week. And we'll see if all this talk is just talk, or was there never any fire under the smoke at all anyway. But next week the Cowboys got the Cardinals, right? So Cardinals 2-5. They came out 2-0, and they've lost 5 straight. Kyler Murray is the type of quarterback with his mobility that could give the Cowboys issues. That's the type of quarterback that is given this defense fits. You have underperforming wide receivers right now in Arizona with Marvin Harrison Jr., the number 1 pick from last year. They're talking, they're already ready to be done with him. At least the fan base is, which is crazy to me. Man, what do you think we're going to see against Arizona? Is coming to Dallas, right? Dallas, to me, is a different team at home. They average over 40 points on the road, at home. And I think it should be pretty solid. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Ev. We're going to do our best to have a good show, my man. Appreciate the retweet as well.
Yeah, my thing is the Cardinals are inconsistent like the Cowboys. And I do think the Cowboys can win this game, just because I don't think the Cardinals are explosive enough to beat the Cowboys. But I think this is actually going to be a close game, to be honest with you, because there's nothing getting better on our defense. And to me, unless they drastically change the way they're approaching right now, they're pretty predictable on defense of what they're doing. I mean, and I've watched them break this down in numerous replays and with numerous sports shows, that a quarterback who's got some experience
and even one that doesn't have a whole lot of experience, i.e., Bo Nix, can read these defensive sets pretty easy because the Cowboys aren't trying to disguise anything. They aren't they aren't moving people around. I mean, it's basic stuff. If I want to send, I'm going to find out if you're in man by sending a man in motion.
So
And if that man goes with them, I know we're in man. If he doesn't, then we're in zone. And it's basic stuff. And that's
right. I
bothers
get
me.
that, and but you can't do complicated shit when your talent is shit, right?
It's
this
not
is the biggest.
just complicated. But defense is a lot. To me, I ain't gonna say a lot easier, but defense is easier to teach somebody than it is offense because all you're basically saying, do you have this person? You're supposed to be in this area, and you can still disguise your defense a little bit better than you can do with an offense.
I mean,
I'm not
yes,
saying it's easy, but I think it's easier for players to learn it than it is offense.
Okay, you may have listen. When you talk to coaches and you're talking to one right here. The number one thing you need to be successful, every coach will tell you, is talent, and they don't have it. They don't have any talent on any level of their defense at a high level. It's average to below average talent at best. Now, do I think Eberflus needs to go? Yes, I do. I don't disagree with you there, and I will disagree that defense, it just depends on the scheme, right? You saw me try to teach the last two schools. Well, my school is the point matchup zone in basketball. It got a little complicated for them. Now, granted, that's high school. I get it. And we're talking about professionals who've been doing this for 10, 12, 13, 15 years of their lives, maybe more. But it's just one of those things. And to get back to the Cardinals-Dallas matchup, I agree with you. I think it will be a close game. I think it's going to be a 30-something. Not because I think the Cardinals are overly explosive. That's just how bad the Cowboys defense is. I think the Cowboys win this, and ultimately they better win it if they want any chance. Because if you look at the rest of their schedule, after the Cardinals, you got a bye, then you got the Raiders. All right, that should be a W, I think. And maybe even if you made a move, for one of their players, but we've already hashed that. Then you got the Chiefs, the Lions, Vikings will depend, and I'm even giving them a win over the Vikings in this scenario. Chargers, Commanders, and Giants. I see them finishing 7-8-1 and not making the playoffs. To be honest,
Playoffs to me are out of the question right now.
Say what?
The Eagles are just the playoffs are just out of the question. There's too many good teams in the NFC right now, and the Eagles are running away with it. The Eagles are going to win the NFC East for the first time back to back has happened since I don't know what the year was, but I don't see the Eagles just falling completely apart.
Yeah. So, but if you look at the road, because I think after your top two or three teams in the NFC, it's pretty wide open. And so you have a couple spots there in the playoffs that may be available. And if you could get 10 wins, you could probably get into the playoffs, right? So if you went 10-5-1, you should be able to get in the playoffs. But I just don't see it happening with how bad the defense is. I don't care if they make a trade or not. At this point, nothing's going to fix it wholly. If this defense had Micah Parsons, it would still suck. Micah doesn't make up. It would probably be a little bit better, but not by much. This is historically nauseating defense. It is bad. And yeah.
Here's the thing: the Cowboys are 3-4-1. Let's take out the division leaders, right? We'll take out the Packers. You've got Detroit Lions are 5-2, which are basically at a tie for the NFC North. You've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who are running away with that division at 6-2. But then you've got the NFC West that are going to suck up these wild card spots because you have three teams with 5 wins, the Seahawks, the Rams, and the 49ers. I just don't see a path for the Cowboys unless somebody just totally tanks.
Well, I mean, the NFC West teams are going to beat up on each other a little bit. So, that's what I'm saying. There is a path, but I don't think it's happening. Like, I don't take what I'm saying out of context, my man. What I'm saying is there was a path if the defense was even close to average. It's not. It's horrible. And it's so horrible, I don't even want to talk about this shit no more, because we're going to go to our commercial break and talk about the Texans, which ain't much better. So, even though it did feel a little better to watch them last week. So let's hear a few words from our sponsor, easyleadership.com.
Parents, help your student find their true path with the Berkman Career Assessment. Imagine if you had discovered your true passion right after high school. How much further along would you be in a fulfilling life? Now picture giving that gift to your student. The Berkman Career Assessment is designed to uncover the career paths that align with your student's unique personality, interests, and needs. Don't let them wander through years of uncertainty. Equip them with clarity and confidence to pursue a future where they thrive. Act now. Invest in their purpose with Berkman today at easyleadership.com or email us for a free career checkup.
Oh, the old man just disappeared on me. Cheers. All right. Welcome back. The Houston Texans took on the 49ers last week, and I picked the 49ers. I thought he just reappears out of nowhere.
You didn't see me reappear?
Now I do. You were gone. The audience was very concerned about your well-being. They sent that to me telekinesis, because it wasn't in our conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Have a X-Men powers. But no, man, ultimately, the Texans took on the 49ers. I picked the 49ers last week. I think you did as well. Yes, you did. Yeah,
yep.
We both did.
I know I did.
So I was just double checking, want to get the stats right. By the way, in Picks with Pops, for some reason you had 8 games, not 7. So I don't know why you had 8. But the 49ers, I didn't realize how tore up their defense is right now. It's rough out there. But 15-26, and Brock Purdy's still out for the 49ers. But the Texans, they actually look like a competent offense for the first or second time this year against an opponent that you could respect. The 49ers had a lot out, but you could still respect them. So, CJ Stroud, 30 for 39, 318 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. The Marks kid, 11 carries, 62 yards, who's probably their best offensive weapon. A week ago, people were screaming, fire Nick Caley, please fire Nick Caley. If you don't know who that is, that's the offensive coordinator of the Houston Texans. And, there was drama going on between Stingley and D'Amico Ryans and the media, and then the D'Amico kind of went at the media this week a little bit. And but the Texans, do you think it's fool's gold, or do you think they're on their way to figuring some things out?
It's fool's gold. It's fool's gold, because 49ers are like you said, they're depleted on defense. And the Texans got to play at home. So, in which I think they are again this week against the Broncos.
Yep.
But the Texans, to me, first off, they're another team, just like the Cowboys. They're sitting at 3-4, and they have an obvious team that's going to win that division in the Colts. So,
my Colts.
It's fool's gold. I just think they don't know how to be until they win 3 games in a row, proving they can be consistent and that offense is going to stay consistent. It's not. They're not there yet, and I'm not sure if they're going to get there. To be honest, 49ers, with the way their defense has been, has made a lot of teams look fairly good this year.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty low-scoring game. I commented on Sean Pendergast's tweet earlier. He probably won't respond to me because I'm nobody from nowhere from AM 610. But he posted this picture of good old a bunch of people picking against the Texans. Everyone picked the Broncos. And I just comment, I'm like, look, man, both defenses, after experiencing that defense last week, I'm a believer in the Broncos defense. You have two high-level defenses going on against each other. And what I've seen throughout the season from the offenses, I think the Broncos offense can overcome more versus the Houston offense. Houston offenses look very pedestrian almost all year. And you took care of a depleted 49ers team. You did what you're supposed to do, but I would have liked to maybe seen I don't know if you want to see a little more. He passed for over 300 yards, so which is not a common occurrence in this year's NFL. So solid game by the Texans. I think the noise needs to simmer down a little bit in Houston about the OC and just kind of see what's going to happen there. And I think too many times in life we jump the gun and we don't let things develop unless you're Matt Eberflus because you need to get rid of him. But, yeah, I think it's fool's gold, though, too. I don't know if the Texans have a run in them, and we'll see what happens there. But, yeah, at the end of the day. And so, but
I agree. I think they haven't proven that they can be consistent. And I, for one, I think, each coach has a ceiling. And to me, quite frankly, I think D'Amico Ryans has hit that. I don't think I don't think there's much more for him to offer, to be honest. And I just think this team, when a team's inconsistent, to me, it falls on the head coach. You look at teams like Detroit, you look at teams like the Rams, even when they get people hurt and even when they have issues, or lose coordinators, because guys like Dan Campbell are very consistent in their message, very consistent in the way they approach their coaching of their team and the attitude of the team, they still win football games. And I just don't think that's there. I think D'Amico Ryans is more of a cheerleader than he is a head coach in my mind.
Ooh,
as far as being consistent.
I'm going to disagree with you on that. I think D'Amico's is a pretty damn good head coach. I think he has a good pulse on his team. I think
I'm going to say he is a lot like Jason Garrett to me. He's more about that. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Like that.
Well, that's my thing.
I mean, Jason Garrett had a decade in Dallas. It's only been 2.5 seasons here with D'Amico, so I think that might be a little unfair.
I understand that, but look at who he had on that team. He has
their offense is a mess. If anyone needs to be looking at anyone, it's the fan base needs to be looking at that GM. The GM needs to be looked at. He put this offensive line together. He gave you no weapons except Nico Collins.
Look at who you have on defense for that team.
I get it. The defense is awesome, but you got to score points.
The GM helped put that together.
Yes, he did, and his job is also to put an offense on the field. If you're going to chastise Jerry Jones for not doing anything for the defense for the Dallas Cowboys, you got to do the same thing with Cesaro in Houston when it comes to their offense. It's just an even playing field, right?
More of a coaching issue than it is the GM.
Well, and also D'Amico Ryans is a defensive guy, so if you want to say it's the offensive issues, then it's more on the offensive coordinator and the people who put the offense together versus D'Amico Ryans ain't in there drawing up route trees. Okay, so I think you're being a little unfair to D'Amico. That's just my personal opinion. You got your opinion. I got mine. That's why the hell we do this.
Very interesting to see how many guys who played defense versus how many guys played offense are better head coaches? Because I can only think of a few good defensive players that have become good head coaches. Like I would say the man running the Patriots right now is one of them. I can't. Who would be another one
Are you just
that played
talking
defense?
historically or just now?
Yes, historically.
Well, that's a great subject for another show. We're not going to be able to figure all that out right now by any means. By the way, did I know Sir George was blind? Did Sir George ever find a pair of glasses?
No, he did not. So
all right.
I think we are past his time anyway.
Well, I had a video I wanted to show anyway. Before we go to the rest of the NFL roundabout, we're going to leave you with this on the Cowboys Texans. I found this very hilarious. So we're going to share this from. This is pretty classic. We dedicate this to you, Jerry Jones. Oh, wait. It might help if I turn the sound on.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear
It could
anything?
just be me, though. No, it could be just be me.
All right. Well, hopefully the audience heard it if you didn't hear it. We all know you have hearing issues. So,
I can. There was no sound.
oh, well, turn it off now. Why, are you playing it on yours?
No.
What is that?
You probably have open a browser somewhere.
Technical difficulties. Okay. Dude, now I can't hear you.
I'm not talking.
Oh, there you are. All right. Well, sorry, folks. You got to love live. All right. Well, hopefully you heard that. I thought it was hilarious. All right. Well, yeah. We'll get to the NFL roundabout, and then we'll get to another word from our sponsors. Simply put, what stood out for you from last week's NFL games? I'm sucking right now. One of your teams, I keep saying San Diego, the damn Los Angeles Chargers. They responded. They got a dub. So good for them. I'm sucking with their name. You know what, folks? If I just say San Diego,
Chargers.
you know who the hell I mean. There's only been one
The
football
Chargers
in San Diego. We know we want them back. In San Diego.
The Chargers. Yeah, they. How much do you think the Vikings are missing Sam Darnold right now?
The Chargers inspired that.
I'm just saying is right now that the Vikings can't seem to win a game. I mean, you've got poor Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz needs to wince his way into retirement. He was getting the crap knocked out of him, got his shoulder hurt.
That was a terrible pun.
Yeah. What?
That was an awful pun. Like,
well,
your way out of the league.
I'm sorry. I'm not like the guy on ESPN.
You're better.
Andre, I feel a bad moon arising.
Come on.
I wish I could do that, but I'm not that good.
Listen, man. No, you're better than that. That's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm saying something about you. We've been doing this for a year and a half. We got our largest audience that we've had in a while. You're better than that, folks. He's better than that. He's my old man. I love him to death. He ain't that bad. All right, I promise he does better. Carson Wentz on, I think it's his 6th team in 6 years. He's been on the quarterback roller coaster.
Poor guy. They keep rolling him out there in these terrible situations because that's really the only time anybody will take him. And you know, my goodness, he was just getting, and he still has the same problem he's always had. He holds the ball too long, and he tries to be Brett Favre, and he's not. He needs to just get rid of the ball. And unfortunately, he looked like he should have been taken out of the game probably in the middle of the third quarter.
Well,
it was just bad.
taken out for the rest of the year because he's hurt. I thought one performance that I can't figure this team out is the Atlanta Falcons. I can't figure out the Falcons. They have a good win. They lose to terrible teams. They got blown out last week. I love the red helmets. I love the red helmets with the black jerseys. Love the throwbacks there. But the team is just so schizophrenic when it comes to their play. So I can't really figure them out. But how about your Jets, man? Were you impressed by the Jets?
My Jets? Why are they my Jets?
Because you're the only one to pick them to win a game this year.
Yeah. Did I pick them and pick the Pops?
Not this past week. You did the previous week as your upset pick of the week.
Well, it's how the NFL is. To me, it's a lot harder to lose every single game than it is to win at least one. Yeah, this was a very strange game. But I'll say one thing for Fields, and just, after the game, he was talking about how down he had been and how rough it's been, and it really showed something that we don't really talk about and think about a lot, is that these guys are people, and it does affect them very very hard sometimes as far as their mentality goes. I mean, he went on there and he said he'd been in his closet praying and crying because it had just been so difficult for him. And you think about Fields and what he's been through over the last few years, and then to get thrown into this situation where they're just not doing anything that is consistent or well. It's just
what
it was a great thing to finally see them finally get that win.
Okay. The entire Chicago Bears organization tried to build their team around Justin Fields. I don't feel bad for him in that situation. He couldn't beat out Russell Wilson last year. That should tell you about his talent level. And he's
totally missed the point. You totally missed the point.
No.
What I was talking about him as a person.
No, I get it.
I'm not talking about him as a player.
I get all his feelings come from how bad it has been and people talking about him. I mean, I don't.
It wasn't just people. The owner of the Jets
put
him down and talked
That's
about
how
him.
bad he's been. The owner came out and said something. So Justin Fields is just not an NFL quarterback.
A little bit of love just because of dealing with what he's had to deal with. Granted, I get it. They make more in a week than we do a year, or possibly multiple years. But
didn't he choose? Was he traded or did he sign with the Jets? I think he signed with the Jets.
He signed with the Jets.
So, which he will probably never be on an NFL roster again. So, by the way, your upset pick of the week last week, that was embarrassing for you. You picked the Panthers to upset the Bills. Wow. That was over by the first 30 seconds in that game. 40-9. Not looking good there. Is it time for Cleveland to put Shador in?
Why not?
Yeah.
What else they got to lose? Might as well see, make him the 283rd quarterback that they've had in the last 4 years.
Yeah, I think there's a guy who has a jacket there in Cleveland with every quarterback's name on it that has started since
I
Tim
didn't know
Couch.
if probably more like a dress because you couldn't get a long coat or something.
Yeah,
How could you get that all on one
you have to
jacket?
start making the font smaller on your jacket.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, Myles Garrett, you have no room to complain. I don't
Nope.
want to hear shit from
Nope.
you. I'm sorry. I
Nope,
know
he
you're a
does
fellow
not.
Aggie, and you are probably the best defensive player in the league. I don't want to hear it. You whined and complained, said you wanted out of Cleveland, trade me, get me out of here, and then you sold out and took the money. You did right by your family. I can't knock you on that, but I'm not knocking you taking the money. I'm knocking you taking the money after you were a crybaby and a whiny baby wanting out, fully knowing that there was no good plan at the quarterback position for the Cleveland Browns. They had just traded for Kenny Pickett. That was your quarterback when you signed your contract. Now, I will say that I would welcome him to Dallas in a heartbeat. And if there is someone that I'd give up 2 first-rounders for, it would be Myles Garrett in a heartbeat. And his contract is affordable if you look at the cap hits over the next 5 years when it comes to the contracts the Cowboys already have. But I know Cleveland's not going to trade him because it'd be too much dead money for them. But Myles Garrett, I'm sorry. I can't support you in this. Be quiet and suffer in Cleveland.
Yeah. And then
your boy, Scattaboo.
He is hurt.
His ankle was 90 degrees.
Yeah, and it was twisted wrong too.
Well,
even though it had a fever.
90 degrees to
that's why I was trying to make a joke, but you totally missed it and totally screwed it up.
No one caught it. You know what, folks? If you caught the joke that he just tried to say, please comment. Let us know.
But yeah, it was the other one that wasn't a surprise to me was the Packers beating the Steelers. Kind of saw that was going to happen.
It was a good game, though.
And but the Commanders right now are in a free fall also. So that's kind of disappointing as far as I know for them. But
in the mortal words of T.O., they don't have their quarterback. They don't have their quarterback. Yeah. Until Jaden Daniels get back, Mariota's going to struggle. That team's going to struggle. And they need Daniels. But yeah, man, I want to get back to the Scattaboo thing is, I like Scattaboo. I like his style. You love him. He's kind of your mini-me. And at the end of the day, I've said this from when they drafted him or when we started talking about Scattaboo originally. I just don't think his style of play is sustainable long term. He's a smaller version of Mike Oslott, and without the size. I love his energy. I love his attitude. He runs hard. He's a physical dude, and I just think at 5'9" or 5'10", 205, 210, whatever he's at, it's just not sustainable long term. I think he can have a good 2 or 3, 4 years, and after that, I think it's going to be a Marion Barber decline.
God rest his soul. But yeah, I don't know if I can disagree with that, but I'm hoping that's not what happens to him. I looked at his X account, man. He's kind of like Sophie Cunningham this year. He went from having just a couple 100,000 people following him because he had made the NFL to now he's got over like 6 million followers. So
yeah, that's pretty sweet. I just want to get to 1K on Twitter. So if you're watching the show, you haven't followed us on Twitter, please do. You see the runner on the bottom of the screen there. But yeah,
and it's called X. Twitter's kind of
everyone knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
Maybe that's why you're not getting it because it's called the X.
No, all my exes live in Texas. All right. Anyways,
Mine
the tush
actually
push is
do.
done. It's going to be voted out next year. There's no doubt about it. What a bullshit non-fumble call by the referees. I've not seen many things as egregious as that call. Absolutely horrific, in my opinion.
It's the whole play is stupid now, and I've said it, and I put this on X. I sent it to Greenberg on their Get Up show. I sent it to a bunch of people. I said, Hurts is going to get seriously injured continually doing this. If you look at him on that play, watch his head. His helmet gets pushed back into him. His neck gets pushed in. The problem with that whole play is that the quarterback is not in control of his body. He is allowing people to push him into 300-pound freaking gladiators in this giant freaking collision. He's going to get seriously hurt. God forbid if that happens and they continue to let the stupid play go on. And yes, I agree with you. That was a fumble all the way. His knees were not on the ground. He was still moving forward. And the defender who pulled it out wasn't even on the ground yet. And so it's
Thibodeau,
total
you know what?
ridiculousness.
If our boys from our Philly show are watching, comment. If there's any Philly fans watching, comment and tell me how that wasn't a fumble, other than the refs didn't call it. All right, because I want to see if there's actually some Philly fans with a little bit of common sense here. I don't know how you argue with it. Is it just one you turn to your fellow Philly fans and you're like, hey, we got away with one right there? Like, I can respect that point of view. Like, you know it was wrong, but you're going to take it because the refs messed it up. I can respect that point of view. But absolutely terrible on the refs' part there. The tush push was 2 votes away from being banned last year. I think the drama with it, with the offensive line and offsides not being called, and now this fumble here, I think they'll have enough votes to vote it out next year. So thank God we won't have to deal with it anymore after this. In the last NFL roundabout, hey, Jerry, take some notes from Detroit, because this is how you do business. You sign your pass rusher early, like they just did with Aiden Hutchinson. The man got paid, well-deserved for Aiden Hutchinson. Absolutely beast up there. I wish he was on the Cowboys. Actually, no, I don't, for his sake. I'm glad Aiden Hutchinson does not suffer under the Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones regime. Yeah, so congratulations to him. Let's go ahead and take a break. I'm getting a little bit parched. I need a little bit of whiskey over here. Let's hear from our sponsor, EasyLeadership.com.
Have you heard of the DISC communication tool? Yes, most people in business have. But there is a new tool out there that is tailored for leadership teams. It is called the DISC Work of Leaders and focuses on 3 main areas: vision, alignment, and execution. This amazing assessment is not just a game changer. It is a business strategy necessity if you want to create sustainability. Let's be honest, a lot of executives spend many hours in HR dealing with people issues, and that happens because of reactive leadership. If you are sitting in HR trying to figure out what happened after the fact, then you are not able to concentrate on running your department or business, and it steals your time. Email us or call. It's free to talk about it and learn how to become proactive in your leadership. Big or small, we have a plan to build on your strengths and an action plan for your challenges. Join Eddie Schedule, our CEO and founder, for a quick video on what a report does for you. Head over to our website and scroll down to see this amazing video of the DISC Work of Leaders tool. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you.
All right, check us out at easyleadership.com. One thing I forgot to mention, our student career assessment has been lowered by $100 now this week, and will stay at that price. So if you're looking for a very affordable way to help your kids or even yourself look at your career based on your personality. Go check it out, easyleadership.com.
Well, you want to know who's also looking for affordability? It's not the LSU Tigers, because they just paid a man $54 million to sit on his ass. Texas A&M Aggies come through again. I'm just going to nickname this team the Coach Killer, because every time we play a team, they seem to fire their coach. First Florida, LSU. Who the hell is it going to be next week? I don't even know who we play next week. It's going to be a dub. Doesn't matter. But go A&M, fighting Aggies. I'm class of 25. So I tried to go on and order my ring about 3 hours ago and missed the deadline by it was October 22nd. So I'm gonna have to wait till November 5th to order it. But yeah, what'd you think of the Aggie game? Don't have to get too deep into it. We got a lot of college football to get into, but I thought it was they better start putting Marcel Reed in the Heisman talk. Put some respect on his name. That's all I'm gonna say.
And they are starting to see this, and actually we have a bye week this week. We don't have anyone for week 10 as far as, unless I'm missing something. We are.
Oh, then we're gonna win the bye week, damn it.
And then we got a decent game against number 19 Missouri, if they're still at number 19 after this week.
Then it's like Samford or something, right?
Yeah.
And then Texas.
You know, this was once again, as I said, this is a game in the past, being an Aggie fan and being a fellow Aggie, is that you worry about, are they going to come in here, take care of business and move on and continue this run? Well, this year I wasn't near as nervous as I have been in past years because of the man you just mentioned, Marcel Reed, is just playing out of his mind right now, and the defense came alive. I thought we were going to win the game, but I did not know we were just going to destroy LSU. And it's like you said, you know, they are not in a good place right now. Obviously, getting rid of their coach, but man, when you think about LSU and what he has done with this team versus the previous coach we had that was making so much money. I mean, we were there. We paid the guy to leave. No, we didn't do it during the season. We did it after the season. But the question is, who are they going to bring into that situation? And because
I want to get to that at the end of this college football segment. So just hold on to that thought, because I have a funny picture that I'm going to throw up there. Yeah, so let's hold on to that and we can discuss that after. But you know, Kelly gets fired. I don't know if he's going to coach again. But other performances around, Indiana was impressive. I know I kind of joked, if your name starts with an I, you're never going to win a national championship. Indiana has the team to do it this year. The rest of Iowa State and Illinois, who was in the original top 25, fell off. So I was 66% right on my I assessment. Ole Miss beat OU. Always like seeing OU go down. By the way, I don't know. I would love to do a segment on this probably after the college football season. But Ole Miss is powder blues uniforms. I love those uniforms. They're just, I think they're top notch.
Wow.
And then, you know, not our alma mater, but we cheer for them because we have a combined 30 years of naval service. Navy's still undefeated. How about that?
I was just about to bring up the biggest travesty in all of college football right now is the fact that Memphis is ranked and they have a loss in that division, same division as Navy. Navy is 7-0, and they have Memphis ranked ahead of Navy. It is a travesty. It is an abomination. It is a complete and utter disgrace to our midshipmen of Navy who are kicking it this year, that the Memphis, who is, let me repeat, Memphis has lost the game and are second in the division to Navy. Navy is 7-0, and they're not in the top 25. It's a travesty.
It's not only a travesty, it's a distortion of the truth. It is perversion. It is corruption, I think, with all the gambling. I think it's a mockery. I think it's a parody of life, a
We didn't even
caricature
talk
of
about the
reality.
gambling yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to be honest. I looked up synonyms for travesty. I've just felt like having a little fun there. My vocabulary is good, but it ain't that good off the cuff. For them not to be ranked, I think is bullshit. 100% agree with you on that. Voters, get your shit together, or just give us the vote and we'll get it right. But BYU is also undefeated, but they are ranked. So BYU is moving up. And I what the hell, Colorado? Did you see the absolute belt to ass that they took in their game?
I do believe I almost thought it was a basketball score there for a minute. 53
A
to
women's
7.
basketball score.
53 to 7 by the Utes. The Utes.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Utes were going to make the college football playoff at the beginning of the year. I was wrong on that, but listen, you can see over my head right here the frame jersey 21 Deion Sanders. He's my favorite football player of all time. I love the message he has for young men at Colorado, but it's not working. The football part of it's not working. He may have changed some lives and impacted lives at Colorado. And I do think he made a mistake retiring, his son's number. That was uncalled for. Just complete nepotism there. Travis Hunter, I probably would have agreed with because he was the Heisman winner. But man, it's a failed experiment. It's not, and he's got all his health concerns too. I love Deion as a person, as a man of faith, and I love his playing career. I think he's one of the greatest athletes ever, not just in football, but just athletes. I mean, he's the only man to play in a World Series and a football game in the same day or same week or something of that nature. Yeah, man, I think he needs to hang it up and take care of himself and do his own thing. So, but all right, you mentioned what's going to happen. This is my viewpoint on these 3 open jobs in the SEC. You got LSU, you got Florida, and you got Arkansas. Sorry, Clint Sterner. Your Arkansas team looks like that. So, out of these 3 jobs in the SEC, there might be more to come, but what job is the most appealing to you?
Well, out of those 3,
not necessarily
you're not talking about one
grown-ups, but
out of those 3 jobs. You're not talking about one that may come open because of all the rumors of someone going to the NFL, and that is University of Texas.
Well,
may open up.
He came out and flat out said no one in his inner circle reached out. So I don't know.
And how many times have we heard this kind of crap? I don't buy a word of it because wasn't it? Who was it? It wasn't him, but wasn't there a baseball coach or someone who claimed they weren't going to leave their team? And the very day he was doing that, then he signed a big contract with someone. I can't remember that story. But
yeah, I know what you're talking about. And there are coaches out there who feed BS out there, and they obviously are lying to the public. I actually believe Sark on this one, even though he said he would like to go back to the NFL at some point. But I just think it would be if it's not a head coaching job in the NFL, you're not going to leave Texas on your own. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to leave to be the head coach at Texas to be an offensive coordinator for the Texans or something like that.
It's out of these 3 jobs, LSU obviously to me is the one, because it's just the tradition and the players always seem to want to go play at LSU. So I would say it's definitely LSU. I would take them. And then second would be Florida. And then I'm not wearing the hog hat. So not doing that.
We got a little disagreement. I think Florida's the more appealing job because of the recruiting in Florida. You can literally, throw a rock outside your facility and hit 3 or 4 5-star recruits in Florida. So I think that is, I think it's better. I think it's easier to recruit there versus Baton Rouge. LSU has, since Urban Meyer left, LSU has obviously been a better team. But, if you think about it, outside of 1 year of Joe Burrow and 1 year of Jaden Daniels, you've never had a prolific passing offense. They've always been a ground and pound team, a grinded out university. And, I don't think that's appealing for the modern day high school athlete too much. And Florida also has more money to spend than LSU when it comes to recruiting. So, but I just wanted to throw that up there. I thought that was entertaining because Arkansas, that is definitely pig suey on there. So, all right. Well, let's move on. I think the Game 5 is happening right now in the World Series going into tonight, tied 2-2. So we're switching to baseball, getting off the gridiron to the diamond. This has been a hell of a World Series. Been very competitive. It's been entertaining to watch. Now, I have to admit, I did not stay up and watch 18 innings of baseball. I kind of wish I would have to witness Freddie Freeman hitting the walk-off, only man in Major League Baseball to have 2 walk-offs in the World Series. That's pretty cool stat to own. But everyone's been talking Ohtani, right? His performance on the mound, and then he gets on base 9 times in that 18-inning game, 9 for 9. You have a lot more, and I know you're not massively into baseball, but you do watch it, you do pay attention to it, and you have, obviously 20 plus years on me. Is Ohtani the greatest baseball player you've ever witnessed?
A few more years, and I think he's definitely there. I mean, you haven't seen anybody do what he does. So, that's a big statement to say, is he the best ever? Give him a few more years, because what makes the best ever are some of the names that have been brought to mind. It's because of consistency. So he's getting there. But yeah, I think you just don't see somebody with that kind of talent that's able to pitch and that's able to hit the ball. So I think he's almost there for sure, but I wouldn't say he's there yet.
So I think he is there. I think he's already arrived at the best baseball player. Do I think he's the best hitter ever? No. Barry Bonds is the best hitter ever, in my opinion. And now, do I think there are pitchers better than him? Yes, I think Nolan Ryan was a better pitcher. I think guys like Pedro Martinez or Roger Clemens or Bob Gibson were technically better pitchers than them. But what's up, Terry? Appreciate you tuning in. Good to have you. Thank you for watching. But a baseball player, all encompassing at the level he's at, he is the best. He's already done it longer than Babe Ruth, pitching and hitting, and also he's pitching far more higher level than what Babe Ruth was hitting. So I think the answer is yes, but he's not the best hitter ever, and he's not the best pitcher ever. But baseball player, he's the best ever. That would be my opinion on it. So yeah, that. Did you happen to look? Did you look up the current game? Did you look up the current score?
Oh no, I have not looked it
Oh,
up, but
I thought I saw you
you know.
looking that up while I was talking, but
Nope.
but yeah, it's been a real entertaining series. Yamamoto's performance on the mound has been, to me, as a traditional baseball guy, I hate all this analytic shit. Matchups this, matchups that. I'm going to use this guy for just
2-1 at the end of the third.
2-1. Who's
Blue
that?
Jays.
Blue Jays.
Blue Jays.
Cool. But you know, I like old school. I'm gonna go and face this lineup 2 or 3 times. I'm gonna pitch 7, 8, 9 innings, and I'm gonna shut you down. So I love what Yamamoto's been doing on the mound. It's been amazing on what he's done as well. If it wasn't for Ohtani, he'd probably be the World Series MVP at the end of the day. But yeah, obviously the World Series will be over next time we come on. I think we picked. Did you pick the Dodgers to win it?
I think I picked the Blue Jays to win it.
Yeah, I think I picked the Dodgers. I'm pretty sure we were on opposite ends. So
Yes.
I just can't pick. I can't root for the Blue Jays. Any self-respecting Rangers fan, if you were a fan in 2011, 2012, that time frame, you can't. 2013, you can't cheer for the Blue Jays. Jose Bautista ruined that. So sorry. I'll cheer for George Springer though. Houston legend here. All right. Well, let's get our last word from easyleadership.com. Then we're going to get into a little of the Texas triangle of basketball, the Mavs, Spurs, Rockets updates. That'll be pretty brief. And then, do you have a making the most of your moment this week?
Yes.
All right. Then we'll follow that with making the most of your moment. Then we'll finish it up with our tidbits, randoms, and whiskey of the week. No one has guessed what's in or tried to guess what's in the canter this week. So if you guess what's in the canter, I will buy you a bottle of whiskey. First person to guess it. You can't do 50 guesses though. Your one guess is your only guess. So guess wisely. I will tell you it's not what was in it last week. So
all right.
Which was TX. TX whiskey was last week. So, all right. So here's our last words of the Originals website, easyleadership.com.
Attention leaders planning your 2025 leadership retreat. Are you about to throw $30,000 to $40,000 out the door on flashy speakers and trendy activities that lose impact in 2 months? Don't waste your budget on short-lived inspiration. Partner with Easy Leadership and harness the disc work of leaders to gain real data insights into your company's real-world issues. We'll uncover your team's strengths and tackle critical challenges in vision, alignment, and execution, creating a strategic action plan that drives lasting, measurable results. Act now. Contact Easy Leadership at easyleadership.com to invest in leadership that transforms your organization for the long haul.
Yes, check it out. That way, by the time you get to January and February, you have a strategic action plan in place for the new year. EasyLeadership.com. It's free to talk. There you go.
All right. The best of the Texas triangle of basketball. And as we get deeper in the season, we'll obviously address other stories in basketball, but we're just trying to keep you up to date on what's going on with the Mavericks, the Spurs, and the Rockets. Spurs looking good, man.
About this, though, once we talk about this, I do have a video I want to show because of why it is so hard for me to watch NBA.
Is it the Giannis highlight?
The traveling?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Let the people see that. I've been seeing that everywhere today. But, yeah, your Spurs. Are you claiming the Spurs again? Like, I know you kind of disowned them for a little bit. Like, are you taking that back now, or are you a Rockets guy? Like, what are you doing down there?
It's still the Spurs, even
okay.
though I'm not.
So I just want to get my words right, because you're like, it's not my Jets. And if I was like, well, you're Spurs, and you'd be like, it's not my Spurs. Your Spurs are 4-0. So they've started off the season pretty solidly. And the other Texas teams have not. My Mavs are 1-3. Cooper Flag has been up and down. He did have the dunk of the year so far. That was pretty sweet to look at and watch. But then he followed it up with a 9-point performance. And the Rockets are 2-2. So it's obviously early in the season. Teams feeling each other out. A lot of changes. The NBA season really doesn't start till Christmas. And that's really when people start paying attention, is Christmas time. College football is coming to an end. High school football is over. Those type of things. And hey, shout out to the kids at Caldwell High School, since I just mentioned high school football. They've won 3 games this year, which is 3 more than they've won the past like 4 or 5 years. So shout out to Caldwell High School football, making improvements. Everyone knows I'm not a big fan of the head coach, but three wins is 3 wins for that team. So good for y'all. All right. Anyways, yeah. So NBA basketball. In the Western Conference, you got the Thunder at 5-0, and you want to talk about unwatchable. You're going to play this clip here in a second. This was a short segment. We weren't going to get deep into the NBA by any means right now. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is unwatchable to me. It is falling down on every play, every shot he takes. It's flopping. And y'all can thank LeBron for this, or for LaFlop, I should say, who kind of started this trend. And it pains me to say that me and him are in the same generation. We're only a year apart. And anyone who's watched this show any amount of time when we talk basketball knows I have no love for LeBron. I really don't. Can't stand the guy. But I blame him for all the flopping around the league, because when you see the best player in the league, and he was the best player in the league for a long time doing it, then everyone's like, oh, let me copy that shit. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, can't stand watching you, man. Can't stand it. I know you're the MVP. Your team just won a championship. Whatever you're doing is obviously working, but can't stand watching it. So, and yes, the traveling in the NBA is horrific. And go ahead and put that clip up there, and let's count these steps right here.
This is one of the biggest reasons why I cannot watch the NBA, because this is so blatantly horrible. Why even dribble anymore? Here we go. How many steps? How many steps are legal to take in a shot?
So it's different in NBA versus high school and college, right? There's the thing that is called the gather dribble, or the gathering of the ball. And actually, you can take as many steps between dribbles as long as your dribble is live. That has never changed. But what you see here from Giannis is he takes one dribble, he takes a bunch of steps in between what would have been his first and second dribble, and then he gathers the ball and then takes 2 more, maybe 3 more steps. But the gather dribble is what is ruining basketball. That's what you saw James Harden take advantage of with his step backs and his 5 steps backwards and shit like that. And this is where you get this stuff. I saw a lady retweet this. I think her name's Rebecca Grant, huge Bills fan on X. And there, you happy I got it right. Has a big following. She tweeted like, the Euro steps got to go out of the NBA. I was like, look, ma'am, this isn't a Euro step. It's the gather dribble, the gather step that is the issue here. So go ahead and play the clip. Let's count them up after I'll kind of count them as it's playing. That was a travel right there before he even dribbled, by the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drag the foot is 6. So I count 6 steps there. So see how he picks up his pivot foot before he dribbles the ball there? That's a travel in itself. So as a European player who they harp on that shit, I would expect him to be better at that. But he plays in the NBA, so he can get away with whatever you want. So, but yeah, that's terrible to watch. It's that's not even the most egregious one I've ever seen. The LeBron travel is I think he took one dribble down the whole damn court. It was terrible. So, but yeah,
To me, that just it's like, why even dribble anymore? Just let them carry the ball down the court.
well, it's basically what they do.
It's
It's I watch our teams we want to talk about on here because we do a sports show, and I'm a basketball guy. I'm a basketball guy, but it's honestly, college basketball is more entertaining to watch. It used to be WNBA. It used to be more fundamental, but that's not even there anymore. Even though I know you've fallen in love with the WNBA and the I'm not even gonna get into that, but
Indiana fever. I got a fever for the fever.
yeah, well, all right. Our tidbits, randoms, whiskey of the week. I don't know if I have too many tidbits, honestly, this week. I think
Are we gonna do the making of your moment?
Oh, I did skip that. My bad. Yeah, before we close up the show, let's get making the most of your moment. The old man picked someone. It's obviously not going to be Giannis in that travel making the most. Even though you could say he made the most of one dribble, I guess.
This is actually different from sports. This is actually, I was in the Navy, worked on helicopters for many years, and flying a helicopter takes a special skill. But I want you to watch this guy, and this is from YouTube Best of the Year 2023, of how amazing this guy flies by putting this obvious electric tower on 4, lining it up and landing it right on the base perfectly. So here we go. It is so hard to see where that's going. And he literally, one shot on it, done. So he said that is making the most of your moment.
That is pretty impressive. I bet you that man has never had trouble finding a G spot in his life.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You always got to take the show away from the family. So
no one ever said we were a family show. All right.
I try to leave it a family show.
Listen, that's why you've never been invited on Crew Sports Talk, because that is not a family show.
And then when you imagine on Crew Sports Talk,
oh, there he goes with his baby talk again. I'm gonna text Angie to change your diaper. Maybe you'll get in a better mood.
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason you're a legend is because you donated to make me. So,
yeah, whatever. The biggest cry I had was you being stuck in a car in the snow. Biggest crier screamer I had right there. I changed that kid's diapers, and they stank.
Yeah,
don't ever let him
you almost
tell you
murdered
his
me
shit
with
didn't
methane
stink.
gas.
All right, tidbits,
randoms, and whiskey of the week. Like I was saying, I don't have a lot of tidbits. There's not. I will say the Stars have been up and down. We didn't do any hockey tonight, but the Stars have been up and down. They just re-signed Harley to a 10-year deal, so good on the Stars. I do have. All right, have you seen this drama between the Stars and the Mavericks suing each other?
No.
Yeah, the Dallas Stars and the Dallas Mavericks are suing each other over the AAC, over the American Airlines Center. It is getting ugly over there.
I have a big tidbit when you're ready.
So I do not want to see your big tidbit because that's weird.
That's not what I said.
You said I have a big tidbit when you're ready. That sounds weird.
TID. Get your mind out of the gutter.
I'm saying tidbit. You just said you had a big tidbit, and that's
We did not talk about this because it happened last week. The NBA and gambling saw a rest,
yeah.
and did I not say when they got in bed with this crap, this kind of thing was inevitably going to happen. And I don't think this is going to be the end of it, because when you start doing this, there's too much incentive, especially for players like we saw, to to do things they shouldn't do to make money. And not only make money, but as we saw, we have crime families involved that threaten people's families, that are into violence, all that. And to me, this is what they have, the bed they have made with this gambling, because it is everywhere now. And what cracked me up is that story broke, and then right after it, what was on there? DraftKings, put your bets in for DraftKings.
Well,
I knew it was going to happen.
So I want to make the distinction there that the Chauncey Billups part of this was illegal poker games ran by the mob. So that is a little different than what Terry Rozier and Damon Jones are accused of. Terry Rozier is legitimately accused of faking injuries and manipulating his unders for financial gain for people he knows. But you're right. You're 100% correct. And you called this, I mean, probably last year at some point, is getting in bed with and really opening up yourself and pairing up with gambling is not a good idea if you're a sports league. But money talks, right? And that's what this has been about. The two funny things that I thought after that came out, ESPN took their ESPN Bet logo off their screen, and I thought it looked weird. I was like, why is there just a blank? Like, it's like our ticker bar down here that's got our social media on it. Well, theirs just all of a sudden went blank when they started talking about the story. And then the NCAA literally comes out, it may have been later that day or the day after, saying college coaches will be able to bet on professional sports. Like, read the room, NCAA. Like, what the hell are you doing announcing this a day after Chauncey and Terry Rozier and this entire scandal comes out? And I agree with you too. This is the tip of the iceberg. This is only the iceberg, the part of the iceberg that hit the Titanic. There's much more to come to that story. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens and how deep it goes, to be honest. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, nobody tweeted or commented what whiskey is in the canter. So I don't owe anyone a bottle of whiskey. So that is safe. My wallet is safe. But what I will tell you, this whiskey in the canter is Garrison Brothers, distilled in Fort Worth, Texas. Really, really good people up there. I would love Garrison Brothers to sponsor us. They're a great. They have a great leadership.
I would love anyone to sponsor us.
Well,
would be awesome.
Would you let me finish this pitch before you interrupt me, you jerk? Trying to say
you don't call your dad a jerk.
Well, like I say in the intro, if you're being a jerk, I'm gonna call you one. Anyways, Garrison Brothers, they do a lot for the veteran community. They pair up with Whiskey Valor and did their own signature bottle. So Garrison Brothers, single barrel whiskey. It's not cheap. It's good stuff, though. So that is our whiskey of the week. Texas, yours truly, Garrison Brothers whiskey bourbon. So, all right. We're damn near right on time. Look at that.
Wow. Imagine that.
So, well, folks, make sure you tune into all our other sports podcasts. I know there's a few taking some breaks. I think our Philly show took a break once the Philadelphia Phillies got eliminated from the playoffs. They're still drinking and heavily medicating after that. And our recognized game boys have been on a break for a little bit. They sometimes, when you're not getting paid to do this or making money off this, life takes precedence. Mac is back, the Mac Truck Podcast. She's I think she's doing about one show a week now. Love her take on sports. She, and I love having people on the network that have different viewpoints and different stances when it comes to sports and things like that, because it adds for interesting debate. One of these days, Mac, I'm gonna have to get on with you. The Crew Sports Talk, man, those guys are a lot of fun. I was on with them Monday night, but they're doing well. And I've always been a wrestling fan, so we got our Saturday Smack Talk guys that go live every Saturday. They're doing their thing over there, and so if you ever get a chance to tune into another one, I think some of our viewers tonight caught me on Crew Sports Talk or Crew Talk Sports on Monday and decided to tune in. So next week, hopefully Sir George will find his glasses and may check in with J Kidd or possibly see what B Boach is doing in retirement. He's officially been retired a few weeks now. So see if he's still sipping pina.
Are you serious? I'm going to have to deal with B Boach again?
Well, we like to have our guest on the show. The new Skip Schumacher or whatever his name is. Skip hasn't agreed to be on the show yet, so we got to call in the bullpen.
I'm going to have to bring back Dan Quinn.
Yeah, we do need Dan Quinn. The Cowboys don't play the Commanders till almost the end of the season, so maybe we'll check in with Dan Quinn here in a few weeks. Maybe get his takes on if there's any big trades in the NFL or not. And so, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get the hell out of here because it's late. I'm tired. I'm waiting on my wife to get home she's getting her hair. She got her hair did tonight. So, sure it'll be beautiful as ever.
She got her hair did?
Yeah, she got her hair did. I got my hair cut this past week. So, shout out to my stylist, Jen at Sports Clips. Shout out.
All right. Sports Clips. Sponsor us.
Sports Clips sponsor us. Garrettson Brothers. Gunny Gear. Shout out to Gunny Gear on TikTok. We've been trading messages and haven't been putting anything together. So but all right, peace. Fuck it. We're out of here. Let's get out of here. I just dropped an F-bomb. Whoops. Oh well. You'll live.